Good morning, class 12. So let's come for the class today. So in the last class, I have taught you about elasticity of demand, how to calculate. Okay, with the formula percentage change in quantity demand divided by percent change in price. And I have given you to learn the formula elasticity of demand equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. So today with that formula, I am going to solve the sum. Okay. But before starting, I like to say that many of you are not watching the videos. You all are not taking it very serious, taking it very lightly. Okay, but these chapters won't be repeated. It is not possible due to the vast syllabus. Okay, and many are not watching. They are thinking of what to look. Okay, the views are very less. Okay, if many are watching, then they are watching for 1 or 2 minutes or 2 seconds maybe. Okay, but everyone must watch it and learn it properly. Okay, instead of doing other activities on internet. Okay, playing games and all that. So you must watch, and when tests are taken, everyone must take participating. Not that you look your book and copy and you will write it down. Not like that. Okay, should give genuinely, which you know that question you should write the answer. Okay, so coming week I am going to conduct a test on whatever the topic I have taught you, and today I am going to teach you the numerical on percentage method based on delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Okay, so please look at the blackboard and everyone must watch the videos. Okay, so let's see. Look at the blackboard. First, I am going to read out the questions, so you follow me. See, when price of sugar is ₹5. So here what they are saying, the cost of the sugar is ₹5. So cost of the sugar is ₹5. Its demand is 50 kg. So you see, when the cost of the sugar is 5, so what is the demand? Demand is 50 kg. That means when cost of the sugar is ₹5, so the consumer are demanding 50 kg of sugar. Now you see next part of the question. But when price rises, now what they are saying, when price rises, now price is increasing. So when price rises to ₹10 per kg, so here what is showing that the price from ₹5, now the price is increasing to ₹10. So you see, as per the law of demand, when price is less, so demand is more. When price increases, naturally the demand will get contract. That means demand will get decreased. So here, when the price rises to ₹10 per kg, its demand contract to 40 kg. Contract means its demand decreases to 40 kg. So you see, when the cost of the sugar was 5, the quantity demanded is 50 kg. Now suddenly there is rise in price for to ₹10. So now the cost from 5 it became ₹10, and its demand got decreased to 40 kg. Now what will be its elasticity of demand? So by using this formula, elasticity of demand equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q, we are going to solve this numericals. Okay, so please look, very easy. So all the complete question is given. So from the question we have to calculate all this. Okay, so already I have said you in the last class. So what is delta Q? Delta Q means change in quantity. Okay, whatever the quantities are given, we have to find it out. Delta P, change in price, we have to find it out. P and Q, original price, original quantity, we have to find it out. Okay, so let's find out first P and Q. Let's see P. Now you see, P means original price or initial price. So you see in the question, when the price of sugar is ₹5, that means what is the price has been stated at the beginning? 5. So that is your original price or initial price. So it is ₹5. Okay, now you see initial quantity. So when price was 5, what was the quantity demanded? Is 50 kg. So 50 kg, the first quantity is given, that is your initial quantity, that is your 50 kg. Okay, now we have to calculate, find delta Q. So delta Q, in last class I said you all to learn, that is change in quantity. Okay, so you see here, what is the quantity at the beginning? 50 kg. 50 minus, so you see when price rises to 10, what is the quantity we got here? 40. So you see whatever your initial quantity minus with the current quantity you have to do. So your initial quantity is your 50, that is your original quantity, and now it is 40, so it's come 10. Okay, now delta P we have to calculate. So in delta P also change in price. So you see, first the price was 5 and then the price increased to rupees 10. So you see, we are going to take the bigger then the smaller one. So 10 minus 5 is your 5. So we got P Q delta Q, that is 10, delta P is your 5. Okay, now you see, we are going to put the value in this formula, that's elasticity of demand equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. See children, now delta Q, already we got delta Q is your 10, so put the value 10. Delta P we got 5, put the value 5 into P, already it is here 5, delta, that is your Q, initial quantity, that's your 50. Okay, so now we need to cancel and then calculate it. So 5 ones are 5, 5 ones are 5 got cancelled. So 10, so 0 and 0 got cancelled. So what is remaining here? 1, and in the denominator 5. So we cannot keep it in fraction, we have to bring into decimals. So to bring into decimal, what we have to do? We have to divide it. So I am dividing 1 divided by 5. So you see 0.05 to the 10. Okay, so before decimal you will have a 0, so your answer is 0.2. So your elasticity of demand is of this question is your 0.2. So very simple to do. Okay, once more I am telling you. So you see, once more I am reading out the question. So when price of sugar is rupees 5 per kg, its demand is 50 kg. So when it was 5 rupees, the demand was 50 kg. But suddenly there is rise in the price of rupees 10 and its demand contract. That means its demand decreases to 40 kg. From 50 directly it has decreased to 40. Why? Because price has increased. Okay, this is also due to law of demand. So you see, so we have to calculate the elasticity of demand. So to calculate the elasticity of demand, so percentage method formula, that is your elasticity of demand equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. So you see, P means initial price, Q means initial quantity, which is given already in the question. Okay, the first price and the first quantity is your original price and original quantity, or we can say initial price or initial quantity. Delta Q, that is your change in quantity. So your quantity for 50 minus 40, that is your 10. Delta P, price, 10 minus 5, that is your 5. And you will put all the value, that is delta Q by delta P into P by Q. 10. Delta Q is your 10. 10. Delta P is your 5. You will put the value 5 into P is your 5. Okay, and Q is 50. So we will cancel 1 by 5, divide it to 0.2. So this is your elasticity of demand. Okay. Okay, so children, you see, so in this way, okay, we will be able to calculate the elasticity of demand by the formula elasticity of demand delta Q by delta P into P by Q. So hope you have understood it very properly. It's very simple to do it. Okay, this year in board exam this type of percentage method question already came. Okay, so you see, I'll be giving you the homework also, so you all will try to solve it also. Okay, so that you can have a good practice over it. Okay, so you see, again I am telling you the formula. So delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Okay, delta Q means change in quantity, delta P means change in price, P means initial quantity, Q means initial quantity. So initial means original price, original quantity. Okay, so you will be doing it. Now in this chapter we have the last one more topic. Your topic is about the factors that determine elasticity of demand. So now today we are going to see some of the factors that determine, this is your theory part. So the factor that determine the elasticity of demand, if you have purchased the book, it is there in 3.4 page number and 3.5 page number. Okay, so you see the factor that determine the price elasticity of demand. Now you see how, which factors will determine the price elasticity of demand. So you see there are so many important factors are there. So one of the important factor is your price of the commodity or price of related goods, income of the consumer. Okay, so you see so many topics are there. So we are going to discuss the number one. We are going to talk about nature of the commodity. Now you see nature of the commodity itself says that it will show you which type of necessity. Okay, according to necessity of the commodity, the elasticity of demand will be determined. The first, it talks about necessaries of life. Today you see the necessaries of our life is our like the basic requirement of our day-to-day life. Food, okay, rice, salt, vegetable, fruits. Okay, so you see these all. Today you see if the price of this necessities item will increase, do you think the demand will decrease? No, the demand will not have any effect. Okay, the demand is not going to have any effect. So whatever the price is, people are going to demand for it. Demand. So the necessities. Okay, so you see when we are talking about necessities of good, so you see today if the rice, vegetable, fruits, if it price increases, okay, does not matter whatever the price, people will consume because we cannot live without this basic requirement in our life. Okay, that's why the elasticity of demand will be inelastic in nature, because we cannot postpone the demand here. We cannot, okay, because we have to consume it. So in this case, the elasticity of demand will be inelastic in nature. After that, conventional necessaries. Okay, now conventional necessaries means some of the necessary items which are consumed by some people as a habits. Okay, some intoxicated. Now you see some peoples are smoking. So you see when they are smoking, if the price of the cigarette will increase, does the demand will change? No, the demand won't change. So elasticity of demand will remain inelastic in nature. Okay, so you see these all. So intoxicated or any other commodity which consumers are habituated of consuming. Okay, so such commodity, if price increases also, its demand will not get affected. Okay, so in that case the elasticity of demand will be inelastic in nature. Next is about luxuries commodity. Now you see in case of luxuries, okay, the elasticity of demand, okay, will be elastic in nature. Today you see if you want to buy a television, car or anything luxurious good, okay, if it price is high, okay, you can postpone your consumptions. Okay, it's not necessary that you have to buy today only. So you can postpone it, you can buy later on when the price will fall. So in that case, the elasticity of demand will be elastic in nature. Okay, next is substitutes. Today you see if substitutes are available. Now you know substitute, like substitute of tea is your coffee. Okay, now in that case, okay, so demand is elastic for the good which has substitute. So today if there are substitute available in the market, so elasticity of demand will be elastic in nature. Today you see, for example, cell phone. Now cell phone has lots of elasticity, like lots of substitutes are available. Today if you go to buy one brand, if you're not getting, you may shift to the other brand. Okay, so in that case the elasticity of demand will be elastic in nature. But today if any goods you are buying and there is no substitute available, so in that case the elasticity of demand will be inelastic in nature. For example, okay, you see the electricity supply. Okay, we have only one supplier, that is the West Bengal department. Okay, so you see if today if price increases, so we cannot shift to other, we don't have any options, there is no substitute available in the market, so we have to use the services. So in that case the elasticity of demand will be inelastic in nature. Okay, next is number of uses. Today you see there are so many commodities are there which has number of uses, like water, okay, electricity, steel, iron, it has number of uses. Okay, so you see if a commodity has more uses, so its demand, okay, will be elastic in nature. So if it has more uses, but inelastic if it has only one uses. So you see, if any commodity it has many uses, so the demand will be elastic in nature. And if any commodity has only single uses, okay, in that case it will be inelastic in nature. Next, postponement. So there are some commodities are there which we can postpone. Okay, today you see, so demand is more elastic when we can postpone it. Today you see, any goods, like today you're constructing a building, and if the cost of the material get increases, so you can postpone your constructions. Okay, so in that case the demand will be elastic in nature. But if you cannot postpone, it is very urgent. For example, if a person is sick and he need to buy a medicine, so in this case he cannot postpone the consumption. So in this case the medicine, the demand, the elasticity of demand for the medicine will be inelastic in nature. But for the material which is used for making building, you can postpone it if its price increases. So in that case the demand will be elastic in nature. Next is raw material and finished goods. So raw material, the demand for raw material is inelastic in nature. Because why it is inelastic in nature? Because to manufacture material good you require raw material. Without raw material it is not possible to produce anything. So in that case, if the raw material price increases also, a firm need to buy more and more raw material only. But in terms of your finished goods, it is not inelastic, it will be elastic in nature. Okay, now you see, like raw material for industries, like for textile industries, cotton is a raw material. So in that case, okay, so raw material will be, demand will be inelastic. And what is the outcome? What is your finished good? Clothes. So for the clothes the demand will be elastic in nature. Next, price level. Now you see, price level also determine the elasticity of your demand. Today you see the demand is elastic for any goods. So you see the demand is elastic for moderate price but inelastic for lower price, they say. So you see the price is moderate or high, the demand will be elastic. So people may demand less. But if the price is very low, so in that case the demand will be more. So in that case the demand, the elasticity of demand will be inelastic in nature. Okay, so you see, if today the cost of the mangoes increases, so in that case the demand will be elastic, people may buy less. But if today the price will fall, so in that case more and more number of consumer can demand, so in that case the demand will be inelastic in nature. Next is income effect. Now see, income effect also. So the demand, elasticity of demand will be inelastic for higher and lower income group. So you see, now the demand is inelastic for higher and lower income group and elastic for middle income group. The rich, now you see, the rich people, they have more income, they can buy more goods, whatever the price does not matter to them. So in that case the elasticity of demand will be inelastic in nature. But the middle class people, they cannot buy the inferior good, they cannot go for the higher classes. So in that case the demand will be elastic in nature. And you see the poor people, okay, with a lower income, okay, so they have minimum requirements. Okay, so the demand will remain inelastic in nature, but the demand for the middle class people will become elastic. Okay, next, the habits. You see, many people have different types of habits. Okay, even like smoker, or many people are consuming bitter leaves. So you see, for them, okay, many children, they have the habits of eating chocolates. So whatever the price is, okay, so in that case demand will be there. So the elasticity of demand will be inelastic in nature for the people, those have habits of consuming any kinds of commodities. Next is nature of expenditure. You see, nature of expenditures also determine the elasticity of demand. Now you see, rich people, the nature of expenditure is very high. Whenever they want, they are ready to do expenditure. Okay, it does not mean that there is a festive season. Okay, anytime they want, they are ready to do. So the demand for the commodity, okay, for them, the demand, the elasticity of demand will be inelastic in nature. Okay, so you see, now on the other hand, the demand for the commodities, insignificant part of income is spent, is elastic. Now you see here, nature of expenditures. Now nature of expenditures also plays very vital role. Now you see, rich people, they can do the expenditure in everything, but there some expenditures are there which are very necessary. For example, many people are reading newspaper, that is every day you are polishing your shoes. Okay, you have to buy pen or pencil. Okay, so you see that is necessary. So in that case the expenditure, okay, will be there every month. So in that case the elasticity of demand will be inelastic in nature. Okay, and where you are spending more amount, like you want to buy your furniture and all, okay, or electronic good, in that case the demand will be elastic in nature. Now distribution of income. Now you see, in distribution of income also it plays in our country. Okay, the distribution are not equal. Unequal distributions of incomes are associated with it. Many people are rich, many are very poor. Okay, a large number of people are hanging in the middle with a middle class tag. Okay, so you see here, in this case a small change in the price will affect the whole society. Today you see, and those incomes are very less. If 1 or 2 rupees increase in price, their demand is going to fall. So in that case the demand will be elastic in nature. Okay, but so why? Due to unequal distribution of income in our society. Okay, so mostly the poor section of the society get affected. Next is influence of okay, distribution of income. I said next is your influence of diminishing marginal utility. Now you see, diminishing marginal utility, you know, as you consume additional unit of a commodity, the marginal utility get decreases. Okay, today if you are consuming more and more goods, so automatically your marginal utility will get decreased. It will not remain same, that is uniform. So in that case the utility will fall rapidly. Okay, so the consumers may not have any near substitute. In that case the demand will be inelastic in nature. But if there are large number of substitute available, in that case the demand may rise of a commodity and the demand may becomes elastic in nature. Okay, next is joint demand. Joint demand, you know, when 2 or more goods are jointly demanded. For car and petrol. Okay, today you see, when you're buying a car, naturally the demand for petrol will also take place. So in that case, okay, the elasticity of demand will be inelastic in nature. So for the car also and for the petrol also. Okay, next is time. So you see, time plays very vital role. Today you see, time, it plays very important role. Now you see, in market, sometimes some of the commodities, its price rises for a short period of time, some of the commodities price rises for a long period of time. So you see, according to the time also, elasticity of demands are determined. Now you see, the elasticity of demand varies with the length in times. Now if it is long period, for a long period, if the price increases, what effect will be on elasticity of demand? So you see, okay, so in case of long period, elasticity of demand always will be elastic in nature. So if the price increases, so elasticity of demand will be elastic in nature, and for a short period of time the demand will be inelastic in nature. For example, today if the price of onion increase in the market and the people come to know, yes, it is for only for 3-4 days, in that case your demand will be inelastic in nature. But if they come to know that price is going to increase for a 6 or 1 year, in that case the elasticity of demand will be elastic in nature. Okay, so you see, the time also determine the elasticity of demand. Okay, so you see, for today this much only, your chapter is completed. Okay, coming week I am going to conduct a test on this. Okay, so please watch the video, okay, and do your studies well and stay safe. Thank you.